start with the verb irregular list as though we've been here all day long.
Is,
Been
was,
here all day long.
are, were. Begin, began. Blow, blew. Break, broke. Build, built. Buy, bought. Catch, caught. Come, came. Cut, cut. Do, did. Draw, drew. Drive, drove. Eat, ate. Fall, fell. Feed, fed. Find, found. Fly, flew. Get, got. Give, gave. Go, went. Have, had. Hold, held. Keep, kept. Know, knew. Lead, led. Leave, left. Let, let. Make, made. Mean, meant. Meet, met. Pay, paid. Put, put. Ride, rode. Run, ran. Say, said. See, saw. Sell, sold. Send, sent. Set, set. Sit, sat. Sleep, slept. Speak, spoke. Speed, sped. Spend, spent. Swim, swam. Teach, taught. Tell, told. Think, thought. Throw, threw. Win, won. Write, wrote.
Miss Brenda. Good morning, Beja Vicky. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I hope that you had a wonderful weekend, that you got to relax and sleep and be with your family. Today, we are continuing our lesson on adjectives, descriptions, and descriptions about physical appearance. We're also going to take a quiz on the verb to be in the past tense. So, was or were. I think today it should be a good class. We are on unit number 4, lesson number 4, if I remember correctly, and we are going to continue with that lesson today. First, does anyone have any? Good morning, Miss Brenda. Hi. Good morning, Beya Vicky. Bless. My girl. Bless. All right, so let's go ahead and start with our verb to be on our PowerPoint. Are we on that? We're on it. Boom. Beautiful. So as you guys know, when you have the form in the present tense, like I am, you are, or in the singular, there is, or in the plural, there were. For the past, we change is for the word was, and we change are for the word were. Okay, so in our examples here, we have in the present, there is. For the example of, I have 1 cup of coffee. Thank you, Jesus. Raul made good coffee today. There is 1 cup of coffee, or there is a cup of coffee. But maybe if I have 2, I would say maybe there are 2 cups of coffee. If I drink my cup of coffee and it's in the past, I would say something like there was 1 cup of coffee. Or in the past, if there's 2, there were cups of coffee. For the future, we will use there will be. There will be cups of coffee. So later, after the class, there will be many cups of coffee. If you have 1, the future of there will be is the same as the future of there will be in plural. So for the singular in the future, it's the same as for the plural. Let's move to our PowerPoint, if we can, forward to talk about the form of, the form of to be in the present and then in the past. Thank you very much. Actually, we're on Unit 4. Unit 4, Lesson 4. How is everyone today? How are you doing? How are you feeling? It's a good day today. It's a very good day today. Yes. Yes.
This is it.
Yeah. This is it.
Okay.
We'll review, then we take a quiz, because I love my students, and happy Monday, we have a quiz. All right, perfect. Okay, so if you remember, we're talking about the description of people or the description of things. And when you have the sentence structure, as we talked about last Thursday, you will have always your subject. Who are you talking about? After your subject, you have your verb. What is the activity that's going on? And then after your verb, you will have either an adjective or an object. Your adjective is the description of the thing. For example, my coffee is black, not dark, black. In my coffee, I have no sugar, I have no cream, only pure coffee. Therefore, por lo tanto, therefore, I will call this black coffee. So I can say that my coffee is going to be y cuál adjetivo, qué color, black. What adjective, what color, black. My coffee is black. Laura is busy. Ella es muy ocupada, como me dice. Laura is busy. The flowers are yellow. The flowers are yellow. Whoops. Tanya is happy. I am happy to see you. If you have a verb different than the verb to be, for the example of eat in the past tense, ate, or have, or has, the pattern is exactly the same. And hopefully you remember this from last week. My mom, for example, has 3 kids. Who? My mom. What is she doing? She has. What is the verb? Have. And because of the third person, we will say has. And what does she have? 3 kids. My mom has 3 kids. Becky ate a hamburger. I want a hamburger. I think I said that last time. I am very hungry. Becky ate a hamburger. And I think that one of our beautiful students asked us about this the last time. What's the difference between a burger and a hamburger? You are so intelligent and so beautiful. They are the same. A burger is where you have a burger is the short form and hamburger is the long form. But both are delicious and made of carne. And so delicious. I want a burger. Okay. Let's take a look at our next slide. Okay. So again, you have your subject, your verb to be, and your adjective. So for example, Mary. Who are we talking about? Mary. What? What is the verb? Is. Mary is. Now, for your adjectives, like we practiced in the class before, we have descriptions about Mary. Mary is young. Mary is middle-aged. Mary is old. For the age, we have those options: young, middle-aged, old. About the height or the stature, estatura in English, stature. Mary is tall. Maybe Mary is middle height or medium height. Mary is short. Last time I gave the example. My brother is, he is tall, very tall. I am because I am middle height or igual average height. Personally, I prefer the word average. So I am average height for an American of average. And short. Now, my mom is very short. It's a miracle, milagro. Es un milagro que estoy mi estatura porque mi mamá es muy chiquita. It's a miracle that I am medium because my mother is very short. So, I am average or medium height, el medio. And my mom is short. Did you hear in my example? Every single example included the word to be. My brother is. My mom is. I am. Now, talking about your weight. ¿Qué pasado? Pesado. How much do you weigh? Instead of the exact amount, because a lady never tells. Heavy is en vez de gorda or gordo. Instead of fat, we like the word heavy. It's a lot more kind, polite, courteous, heavy. Average weight, or as you see, middle. So middle weight, medium. Average weight, average. Or thin. For example, lovely Brenda, ella es. She is thin. She is very thin. I am average weight. Sometimes I am average weight, but she is thin. Let's take a look at our next slide. I think. On a good day, I'm average. If I get my way and eat my tamales, I won't be. But guys, I want enchiladas. Oof, I want food. I'm so hungry.
To describe happy, I would say something like Santa Claus.
Santa Claus isn't heavy. Santa Claus is magic.
No, that's like his thing. Like
That's
it's supposed
true.
to be.
His little roly-poly.
He's supposed to be.
He's roly-poly. Miss Evie is beautiful. She's giving me the example of heavy. For Santa Claus is kind of heavy, you know, ho, 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 or whatever. It's like he's got the belly out to here. Santa Claus is heavy. When you talk about a pregnant lady, however, we would never, ever, ever say heavy. Pues, puedes, pero no quiero morir. Which is correct. So we have she's so cute. We have a cute little girl in the picture, and we have, excuse me, Mary is young, or Mary has young. Tell me, which is correct? No veo Carlita. Carla, are you here today? I don't see my beautiful Carla. Which one seems correct to you guys? Mary is young or Mary has young? Carlita is here. Good morning. And yes, she is correct. She is quick with the answer today. Makes me happy. Mary is young. Why is and not has? Pues is the word we will use to look at you guys. Hello, Alejandro. Alejandro. Hey. Mary is young. When we use an adjective to describe someone, we will use the verb to be. So always, Mary is, not Mary has. Okay, next example. Good morning, Carla. Alejandro Gonzalez. Ooh, look at him. Isn't he just a cutie pie? I love this movie. This is a perfect example. All right. This little boy from the movie Up, he is young. Yes? He is young. What about his height? Is he tall, average height, or short? What about his weight? Is he heavy, average weight, or thin? He is, again, we will see is, not has, but is. He is young, short, and heavy. We have one video that will talk and give examples of descriptions of people and their adjectives. Most of this we know, but it is always good to review. Let's look at the video. It's perfect. Perfect. Good morning again, Carla. Te quiero.
Age,
young, middle-aged,
elderly,
Height.
tall,
average, short,
weight,
Heavy.
fat,
average, thin,
Slender. Disability. Sight. Impaired.
blind,
physically,
Challenged. Hearing. Impaired.
deaf,
appearance, attractive, Cute.
Pregnant.
Mole.
Tattoo.
Hello. I'm back on. Okay, so now we are going to review just a little bit of grammar. We'll review the verb to be in the present and in the past. The beautiful Miss Evie is going to pull that up for us. Now, this is important. Other PowerPoint, the one that has the parentheses. Yeah, that one. Yeah. So this is important because in the next class, we are going to talk about present continuous. Almost? Yes. So we are going to talk about the present continuous. Now this is important and we need to remember the present continuous and also the past continuous. And our foundation, our pilar, I think is the word, our pillar, is the verb to be. So let's practice and take a look at the verbs in the past tense versus the present tense in affirmative sentences. Before I do we have any questions about the structure, of the sentence structure or the verb to be? The videos that we saw before. ¿Tenemos algunas preguntas? ¿O somos perfectos? Are we beautiful? Are we perfect? Alejandro, do you have a question? She looks at the screen because I do not know. Everybody's so good and on it today. I love it. If you have a question, make sure to put it in the chat box below, and we can answer the question when you bring it. All right, so I'm going to practice first the section in the green, I am. In the present tense, what is present? You talk about things that are true, things that are routine or normal. So for things that are true, for example, I am happy. Eso la verdad, that's true, and it is permanent. I am happy. He is, that was accidental. He is rich. Oof. He is rich. Es rico. He is rich. Because it's something that is true or something that is normal, we will use the term in the present. So let's practice together the form in the present tense. I am, he is, she is, it is. In the plural, we are, you are, they are. Let's go again from the top and we'll read each sentence, okay? I am happy. He is rich. She is a nurse. It is easy. Now for the form in plural. We, you and me, together, we are early. That almost never happens. We are early. You, now you puede ser you como tú o you como ustedes. It could be you singular or you plural. You are. You are at school. They are quiet. They are quiet. Now, let's change for the past. The past is in the orange section. We'll just read the sentences one time. Again, if you have any questions, please put it in the chat box below, because without any questions, we take a test. Okay. I was sad. In the past, it is an activity or action that started and stopped. I was sad. Now I am happy. Pero in the past, I was sad. He was poor. In pasado, he was poor, but right now he is rich. She was. Before, she was a student, but now she is a nurse. It was. English was difficult for you before, but now it is easy. We were late almost every time. We were late. Right now, we are early. You were at home. Now you are at school. For you who were online, so now you are both online, at home and at school. And they were noisy. Noisy. Miss Brenda, ¿qué significa noisy? What does noisy mean? Noisy is a funny sounding word. They were noisy, and now they are quiet. They were noisy, and now they are quiet. All right. Do we have any questions? With no questions, let's go to the quiz. Now, the Using English quiz is going to review the form to be in both the present and the past, the other one. Now, to be in the past, we have was and were. With the context of the sentence, you guys tell me, what should the answer be to this quiz? Are we ready? I think. Let's go. Okay. Ooh. There many people at the show. There many people at the show. This is a good one. Many people is singular or plural? Well, many is muchos, right? So we're talking about something that is plural. So will we use was or will we use were? Alejandro, what do you think? Ay, Carlita. Thank you. Woo, good, good, good. And correct. There were many people at the show. All right, there were many people at the show. Perfect. Thank you. Good job, Becky. Ay, Lorena, ¿cómo estás? Good morning. Is were. Miss Lorena, why? ¿Por qué era were? Why is it were? I'm glad to see you, Lorena. Why do you say were? Ooh, my hair is off. ¿Por qué were and not was? Miss Brenda? Very good. Thank you, Miss Lorena. Thank you. Because the word many people is plural, we will change from was to were. All right, number 2. You tired? You tired? Was or were? Ooh, this one could be a challenge. You tired? Was or were? Very nice. Thank you, Miss Saran. Ah. Ooh. Okay. So that's a good point. Thank you, Miss Becky. Oh, Bella. Excuse me, Miss Vicky. Thank you, Miss Lorena, and thank you, Miss Carlita, for answering. You. Can we return to our PowerPoint to show? Yeah. Okay. Now you, as I mentioned before, could be singular or could be plural, right? But you, what do we say with you? You is or you are? You are. Because we can use the word you for both singular and plural, we will say are. You are in the present. Therefore, por lo tanto, therefore, we will use en pasado, in the past, you were. For a question, which we talk about later this week, for a question, we have al revés, were you. Were you. For a sentence, you were. For a question, were you. Were you tired? So yes, Alejandro, is were you. Were you tired? Let's return to our wonderful quiz. Ooh, this is good. I like the participation. Got it going on today. Were you tired? Yes, almost always. Were you tired this weekend? Yes. I need to sleep more. Were you tired this weekend? Okay, let's question number 3. Miss Evie, will you please read me question number 3?
Yes. They late.
Ooh.
They was late.
Ooh.
They were late.
Okay, so late, like the example that we had before on our little page. They, could be ellos or ellas, they late, tarde. I am late always. They late. So, they was or they were? Thank you, Alejandro. You are wonderful. Thank you. They late. Yes, Miss Carlita. Perfect. They were. Yes, Lorena. I have such good students. They were late. They is plural. So we will say were. They were late. Lovely. Number 4. I very annoyed. Ooh. I very annoyed. For number 4, what is the answer? I was or I were? Yes, Vicky, they were late. I very annoyed. Thank you, Mr. Ran. Mr. Ran is writing in the comment section. They is plural, so we say were. They were. Thank you for answering, Alejandro. Instead of was almost always a singular, so we say were in this case. ¿Cuál es nuestro sujeto? Plural. Entonces, were. What is our subject? Plural. So we say were. So for the example, okay, number 4, I very annoyed. Miss Brenda. Ay, perfect. Beautiful, Carlita and Brenda and Vicky. Gracias. Thank you, thank you. Y'all are beautiful. I was very annoyed. Miss Brenda, ¿qué significa annoyed? What does annoyed mean? Hi, y'all did good today. I'm so happy. I was very annoyed. Okay, annoyed. Okay, number 5. I was gonna ask you, thank you. Annoyed. What is annoyed? Thank you, Miss Carlita. What a beautiful answer. Thank you. Molesto o molestado, creo. I was annoyed. Thank you, Miss Carlita. Thank you. Yes. In Spanish, the word is molesto o molesta, one or the other. In English, como siempre, solo hay una palabra para los dos, femenino, masculino, la misma palabra. I was annoyed. He was annoyed. Angry es enojado. Yes, ma'am, Miss Carlita. You are perfect. Yes, you are correct. In Spanish, the word for angry is enojado. In Spanish, the word for annoyed is molesta o molesto. Ah, irritada. También podemos usar irritated. That's good too. Yes, ma'am, Mr. Ran. Thank you, thank you. All right, number 5. She, there. She, there. Ooh. Now we have the third person singular. She was or she were? She was or she were? I'm waiting. She was there. Thank you, Alejandro. Thank you. She was there. Beautiful, Miss Carlita. Why was and not were? She. Thank you, Miss Brenda. Beautiful job, guys. She was there. ¿Por qué? Porque tenemos una persona. Why? Because we have one person. She is for the singular, and in the past, she was. She was. All right, number 6. This one's a challenge. Everybody pleased. Pleased is equal to the word happy or satisfied. Satisfecho, satisfecha. Pleased, satisfied. Pleased, happy. The same. Pleased. Now, we have that everybody. Everybody is todo el mundo. Everyone. You can say, por cierto, by the way. You can say everyone, or you can say everybody. Everyone, please. Everybody, please. What do you think is the most correct? Everybody, is it singular or plural? Yes, sir. Alejandro, you are on it today. Everybody is a singular word because it refers to a unit or a group of people. Beautiful, Mr. Rand. Thank you. When we have a group, we talk about a group like it is singular, one unit. Because it's a unit, we look at it as a singular. Therefore, por lo tanto, therefore, we will say was. Alejandro is correct, and Carlita también. Was. Everybody was pleased. Okay, number 7. There no trouble at the party. There no trouble at the party. There no trouble. This one could be a little bit challenging too. But trouble, is trouble singular or plural? If you remember from a couple of weeks ago, we talked about something that is, thank you, Ms. Vicky, beautiful, thank you for answering. We talked about things that were count and non-count. There was no trouble, or there were no trouble. This is my secret. How does it sound? What sounds the most correct? There was no trouble, or there were no trouble? Yes, Miss Lorena, beautiful, and thank you. Was, there was. Thank you, Miss Carlita, you're perfect. Why? Because trouble, there was no trouble at the party. Trouble is non-count. You cannot count it. Therefore, it is singular. For my Spanish-speaking students, trouble, un adjetivo o una cosa, problemas. Trouble, ¿por qué no podemos contarlo? Es singular. Es incontable, es singular. Because it is uncountable. Uncountable. You cannot count trouble. You don't have one trouble, you just have trouble. When you use trouble, because it is singular, because it is uncountable, we will use the word was in the singular. Beautiful. All right, number 8. There any difficulty? Ooh, that's a $5 word right there. There any difficulty in finding it? There any difficulty in finding it? Was there or were there? Difficulty. Can we highlight that word? Difficulty. Boop, 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 boop. Hey, good job, Miss Lorena. Lorena Mendoza, ya sabe todo. Difficulty is not countable. Similar for trouble. Trouble, no puedes contar. Trouble, you cannot count. Difficulty, tampoco. Also, you cannot count. Therefore, was there, pregunta, was there any difficulty in finding it? Was there any difficulty? Thank you, Miss Vicky. Thank you, Carlita. Thank you, Lorena. It's perfect. Was there any difficulty in finding it? All right. Number 9. Number 9. Wait. like I'm 9. Who at the meeting? Ooh, this one's a good one too. Who at the meeting? This is a level 2. Who at the meeting? Who was at the meeting? Or who were? Who were at the meeting? Okay, who at the meeting? Who was at the meeting or who were at the meeting? This time, let's look. What is the subject? Yes, Miss Lorena. Ah, we have a divide. Alejandro says who were. Carlita también also says were. But Vicky and Lorena says was. Who was? What is correct? Similar for the group. When you say everybody, la palabra everybody, todo el mundo, was is singular, right? Who también. You are looking to identify one person. When you ask who, you look to identify one person. Therefore, por lo tanto, therefore, we will say was. Who was? Especially in a question. Who was? If you need to identify one individual, you will say who was. For my friends who speak Spanish, si estás preguntando algo para identificar una persona, vas a preguntar who was. ¿Quién es? Similar en español. ¿Quién es o quién era? Who was, porque who sería siempre singular. It should be always singular. Who was? All right. Thank you, Miss Duran. It no bother. Ooh, this one's a proper challenge. This one's a level 2 for sure. No bother. It no bother. What's bother? It's like a level 2 word. What does bother mean?
I think it's similar to annoyance. So like
Mm-hmm.
molestia. So like not the feeling, but the
Alejandro,
creation of it.
what is bother? And yes, Mr. Lorena, the answer is was. It was no bother. Miss Lorena is correct, so is Carlita and Alejandro. Woohoo! It was no bother. Ah, Alejandro, para preguntar, ¿qué significa bother? What does? The next time you don't understand a question, write it like this. What does, ¿qué significa? What does bother mean? What does bother mean? Good question. Beautiful Miss Evie gave the example of annoyance. Do you remember annoyance? When you are molesto de algo, when you're annoyed with something, when it is ready, inconvenient. Can we look at a translation? Ay, muchas gracias. Thank you, thank you.
The cause of it, so like una molestia.
We would say maybe an irritation or problem, perhaps. It was no problem. It was no bother. We can use both. It was no problem. It was no bother. All right. We have one more and then we must close. Last question. Number 11. Can you read that one for me, Miss?
How much they?
Ooh.
How much was they? How much were they?
Okay. Did you hear that? How much? How much? Thank you, Miss Ran. Thank you. How much was they? Or how much were they? How much? When you talk about the cost of something, will you use was or were? Cost or the price of something. Do you think it is singular or plural? How much? Lorena. Ah, que bella. Yes, were. How much were they? How much were they? Maybe you want to talk about the price of something. Usually we say how much. How much were they? Why? Because they is plural. How much were they? I bought some new shoes. Shoes is plural. So there. Pues yeah. When you have shoes, siempre estoy dando nuevos datos. When I'm always buying new shoes. So when you have shoes you have one, two, entonces, two, plural, they were. Thank you, Mr. Ran. They were. Okay, that is everything for today. You guys did a wonderful job. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your patience and your kindness and your participation. You are wonderful and beautiful and more than I deserve. Tomorrow we will finish our conversation on adjectives and begin to talk about the present continuous in unit number 5, lesson 1. Thank you for your time and your patience, and don't forget to practice, 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 because practice makes perfect. Thank you.